Worldly Wise 3000, Book 8. I am 28 years old. I can't afford college. I went to a homeschool resource store in Kent called Kent Teaching and Toys in Kent, Washington, to look at different homeschool workbooks aimed at middle school and high school grades, to kind of give myself something that's not ridiculously expensive, but still gives me a little bit of satisfaction of getting some academics and slowly getting back into some academic work before I do have the money to afford college, which may take third spring quarter now at Highline and Green River and South Seattle. So maybe in the fall, maybe winter quarter, maybe not until spring quarter of next year, maybe not until fall quarter of 2019. I don't know when I'll be able to afford college. I don't know. I'm broke. Financial aid is not a one and done thing. Scholarships are not a one and done thing. But I wanted something. I haven't started it yet. I'm still reading it. I'm still looking at lessons. I'm still looking at how to use the book. It's not childish. It doesn't have any cartoons or any clip art. It doesn't have any cartoon characters or figurines or little kid pictures or little kid illustrations, even in black and white. It doesn't look like something you'd see in a grade school. It looks like something you'd see maybe in a Catholic school, or obviously in homeschooling, or obviously with private tutors, or maybe just maybe in the Hollywood industry of child acting industry. There are plenty of child acting tutors who get a lot of these books, maybe for kids who are in the acting industry, whether in Los Angeles or in New York City or in Bollywood. I don't know. So this is the series. Starts with kindergarten. Those are the two little kid books. It goes in a pyramid of how it's designed, and even book 8 is on there. Sometimes I've noticed that, like on Berenstain Bears books, when you have all the books on the back cover, that book itself is not on the back cover. Sometimes certain books that have all the books listed on the back cover, you don't see the edition you have on their back cover. They leave that out. I don't know why. What a waste. I'd like to complete the pyramid, so it has all of the books listed. Trust me, I looked at the high school level books at the bookstore. Those are ridiculous. Those were huge. They were like 350 pages each. The book 9 was about 350 pages, and the book 12 was, well, extreme. I mean, they were all practically AP level or SAT level or ACT level. Book 7, I contemplated, and books 8, I contemplated, but book 5 was a little bit too young. Book 6, the words, vocabulary, the lessons were a little bit... I looked at that for maybe 15 minutes in the store, book 6, and I'm like, nope, I'm doing all of the problems in my head. So, and it wasn't that I was getting them right, but it was a little bit too easy, not enough of a challenge. Book 7 and book 8, I looked at both in the store, and I looked at online, and I looked at on YouTube, I looked at on Instagram and Google Images and Google Books. I chose book 8, give myself a little bit of a challenge, but not too much of a challenge that it would be immature or childish or very 11, 12, 13-year-old. I wanted something that was in the middle, so I went with book 8. Again, I am 28 years old. I can't afford college, but I want something to get me back into academics, even if it's slow and steady. Something I can do at my own pace. And honestly, Barnes & Noble charges way too much for their AP workbooks, and for their ACT workbooks, and for their SAT prep workbooks. Barnes & Noble, you cost way too much money for GED workbooks, a lot of which were too easy for me. Not that the layouts of them were complicated, but the words, vocabulary, ideas, usage of semicolons in them, usage of this punctuation and that punctuation. GED tests aren't exactly realistic. They don't mirror what you're going to be doing at the college level, even if it's community college, which obviously I will be going to. Highline Community College, Renton Tech Community College, Green River Community College, maybe South Seattle Community College, Bellevue College. So many options. Just plenty of time. See, there's how it's laid out. There's passages and short stories. And they have the vocabulary words in bold. And there they are again on the side. It's very simple and very plain. It's not childish, no cartoons, no clip art. It doesn't look like a 3rd grade math worksheet with cute little smiley black and white outlined children faces. Now, this is simple. Maybe there's a little bit of a picture, but it's more of an icon, more like a thumbnail. And I like how it's just all this purple and black and white. This purple and black and white. It's easy, but not too hard. My difficulty is following instructions. My difficulty is doing all of this in the beginning and then reading the instructions at the end. That's my difficulty. And I gotta learn how to not do that, but at my own pace. I hate teachers, instructors yelling at you, hovering, helicoptering, telling you how to do something so ridiculous that you end up doing everything wrong because you're just trying to please them so hard to get that good grade. But in reality, at the college level, it's not your homework that counts. It's not your projects with groups or partners that counts. No, it's your test score. See, this is my level of vocabulary. Okay, that's a little much. Inanity, ardor, reticence. I can't, I don't know what the instructions are, but definitely something complicated. But I don't know how to use those words in a sentence. So even though it says book 8, doesn't mean that it's 8th grade level. It just shows the intensity compared to, well, you have those, let me tell you, those kindergarten to 4th grade workbooks were challenging enough. They were definitely something I didn't grow up with. In the 90s, I did not have these workbooks. I had some workbooks, but I didn't have enough. I guess my parents didn't prioritize workbooks, although I've always liked them. This video is long enough. I think you people get the picture. This is a great way for us adults who want to go to college, who can't afford college, to get back into the swing of things, to find your groove, but at your own pace. I know some of these words, but I know these words in conversation, not so much in text. I know them in regular fiction and young adult fiction and nonfiction and newspaper articles, but not so much in an instructional way. There's a lot more to doing the workbook than just do it. It's a lot of understanding the difference between using these words in conversation and then using them in a formal, on paper type of way. More words. Oh, one more thing at the end of the book. Had a pronunciation key, that's nice. And has a whole book 8 word list. And those numbers refer to the numbered lesson in the book where the words can be found. So, some words I wouldn't know how to use on paper would be interminable, irascible, irksome, irrepressible, forfeit, glib, lull, lionize, wrinkle, rapport, raise, rebuff, recur, metal, mutiny, humdrum. I think that means bullshit. Susceptible, swelter, stipulate, pastoral, pestilence. I can pronounce them 90% correctly, but it's a difference between using words in conversation every day and then learning how to manipulate them on paper. There's a big difference between speaking, which is instinctive, and reading, writing, which is learned. Caveman or primitive human was not taught how to read. Primitive man was not taught how to read text on paper until maybe the 800s, 900s, even until the 1500s. Primitive man relied on nature, the world, to provide resources and clues of how to put things together, pictures, images, ideas, symbols, the sun. Even drawing pictures in dirt with a stick. I don't know when that began, but I can't imagine that every single human being would draw pictures in dirt with a stick. In the 1500s, many didn't. Or in the 1800s, many didn't. In the early 1900s, by then, people were expected to read. But even now in the US, in 2018, there are adults who wouldn't be able to do maybe the 4th grade version of this book, or the level 3 or the level 2. And that's really sad. Of course, I wouldn't expect adults to do the child versions of this book. This book 8 is it could be used in a college. It could be used in lower level classes, like in English 96. That'd be fine. A lot of photocopying, honestly. Photocopying and handouts. It wouldn't matter. Who would know the difference? Barely anybody. Besides me. And that's that. This is Wordly Wise, Book 8, 3rd edition. A great way for us adults who can't afford college to get back into the groove of academics at our own pace without rushing, without Zooming, without worrying about deadlines, without homework days. Just do it at my own pace. That's it.